By 1982,
there are only 22 California condors left in the world.
the last wild condor was captured on Easter Sunday, 1987. The species was nearly extinct.
Gentle breezes cross the sky, whistling winds flowing by, freedom freely flying, smooth.
When I see a condor, I feel like they know so much more than I do about living in the wild. I was a baby when I saw a condor for the first time. I'm pretty sure I thought they were kind of weird. Watch fly around in the sky. Some people think they're ugly, but I personally think they're really pretty.
Well, I probably saw a condor for the first time when I was about 2 or less, maybe. It's amazing that something that huge can have so much agility in the sky, you know? I always thought it would be kind of cool to ride one. If people hear about an endangered species or a family in need that they are interested in, they can do a lot. I like the down-to-earth, solid way I've been raised, you know?
What I love about life is learning about nature, and I just like life. I just like my life. We help the environment and the people by cleaning up trash along streams and along lakes.
Are you trying to levitate or something?
No, I just want to sit here quietly.
I don't like being quiet. Quiet is boring.
I do a lot of travel to go to meetings and to do talk for people about condors all over the western United States.
Definitely, if you can get to
With the homeschooling, we have the flexibility that the girls can go with us.
So when we do that, we get to meet a lot of professors and teachers, scientists. I want to listen to what the grown-ups are saying and learn more about the birds and science and history.
I learn a lot about condors and animals and wildlife and hunting. And
They roll their eyes when I give a condor presentation because they could probably give it better than I can, and then they'll promptly remind me at the end of it that, Dad, you forgot to tell them how old they get.
I think Anna and Emma have developed a sense of responsibility for the animals, the people, and the environment.
batten down here.
Yeah, the girls, wow. I mean, to watch them grow up in this life of condors and biology. They're little biologists. All we're hoping to do is expose them to enough so they can ask all the questions that they want, which hopefully lead to more questions and more knowledge. That awe within them, I think, keeps me grounded. Yes! You know. Let it be known, all here tonight. Our days are of intention, not fear of fright. Not worn by monotony, it's more than to trudge. It's your mark you leave, and by that they'll judge. Ours would be condors, left to these lands.
My dad, I like that he's a biologist.
I'm a wildlife biologist for the Peregrine Fund. The one I'm in charge of is the California Condor Reintroduction Program, working in an effort to help recover the California condor by releasing birds in Arizona and monitoring them. The place where the release site is located is the Vermillion Cliffs National Monument. just 30 miles south of the Arizona-Utah border.
Who is that? Hey, look at this. This is a treat. That is a wild hatch chick from last year.
What number?
It doesn't have a number.
Oh.
Doesn't have tags. See that?
Where did it catch you?
That chick was hatched just about 2 miles down the way.
We work on the project as a family. We live with intention in everything that we do. I mean, we're just living this fantastic life that's very rewarding. It feels like we're living right.
I've been going to work with him since I was about 4 or less, like really short.
Be a condor vet.
Well, then if
I
you're
really like it. It's kind of become a part of my life.
make enough money to support your dad.
He pushes me.
What's that?
It's good. He's just like, well, you know, you got to do what you got to do, so suck it up.
I met Ellen, who's now my wife, in high school. Obviously it was something big and important because I wouldn't let loose my grip.
This is called wedging. It gets all the air bubbles out.
My pottery has always been about my time in my studio on my potter's wheel.
Okay.
It's me and my hands in the earth, and that's what I love so much about it.
It's pouring right through the middle of the rocks right there. Yeah.
The animals are a huge source of peace and joy in my life. Many times with my horses and my dogs where I feel like this is not a one-way relationship. This isn't a superior being taking care of a inferior being. This is a mutually beneficial relationship that we share, and it's not by accident that we're here together. The girls are both really comfortable around animals, and I'm grateful for that. It means we get to share a lot of special times together.
She's been taking care of me my whole life. She's so supportive. I mean, she's mom. That's just how moms are, you know.
We've chosen to live a lifestyle that suits our beliefs about the environment, about the world we live in, about the relationships we have with other people.
California Condor is the largest 9.5-foot wingspan flying land bird in North America. This is, if not the first, endangered species for that matter, to be listed on the Endangered Species Act.
They're funny looking. They look like turkeys to me when they craning their heads around, and they'll stick their neck out and look down at you, and then they'll fly around. They sound like I practiced a lot.
You hear the wind off of the wings of a condor pass you at a place like the Grand Canyon. That'll stick with you for life.
Some of them want food. They just want food. It makes me wonder how they look at you. If they think that you're scary or if they think that they want to come check you out. They're really expressive. I think they have skittish feelings and interested feelings. And some of them, I think, just think you're weird and they fly off.
During breeding season, the males start courting the females. You see paired flight, which is this synchronized flight where it looks like these birds are tied to the same axis. They fly around the sky. It's one of the most beautiful things. It's like a visual orchestra. I mean, it's phenomenal.
So 296, this female nested last year with 162. looked as though they were going to pull it off. They incubated for full term, I think, and something happened in the late stages. It was their first legitimate attempt, so we're hopeful this year.
They're usually not successful in breeding and producing viable young until 8 years of age. There's a high level of parental care, and they may live for 50 to 70 years. We don't know. Sometimes I feel like I work harder than I do on things for me personally for this program. But it doesn't feel like work. It's a way of life. The fact that all interconnects to being able to raise our two girls in that same manner is such a gift. You have to stop yourself and ask, what's happening with this bird? What allows it to survive? And what amazing adaptations it might have. How many thousands of years has these birds chosen these roost locations? Say it's a morning at the Grand Canyon and you're watching a bird through a spotting scope, and it positions itself just perfect so that in the morning sun it can be warmed.
Wake up, my grandchild, run, run, greet the sun, pray for all living things, pray for all human race, pray for all creation. Yan-e, 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 yo-hey, yo-hey, en-e.
Sometimes when we go up to the Vermillion Cliffs, it's really fun because we get to spend the time with our dad and we get to hike around and track the condors. And
it's been some incredible growth experiences for our family. You know, it's not always easy, but we're always happy about it. What's going to be the event that causes that kind of family bonding or cohesion to take place? Sometimes it means just camping up top for several days at a time in close quarters where you have to get along. There's no getting away from it. You have to get through it and work together. And we enjoy it. It's the way we want to raise our family, and I think it's where the most joy comes from. I love that. I love that.
Say wine. Here you go, hon.
Thank you.
Some more wine.
More wine. Good stuff.
these are cow calves. No. They're calves that they're either stillborns or they just bolt them in their heads.
Tonight, under the cover of darkness, we'll put out our carcasses, and we do that so that the birds don't make any association between us and food.
Daddy and his crew, they go and get all these calves that the dairies keep for him in a big freezer, and he brings them up here for the condors.
Put that in.
To know that the condors are still out there, I think is a testament to our resiliency as a culture, as a society. The leading cause of death for condors is lead poisoning. My hunting practices were negatively impacting different species of scavengers who were ingesting that lead. I was feeding it to my kids.
So we have 3 birds we're going to test for blood, their blood, and we have 3 birds that we're going to affix new transmitters on. And then we will get to release a few and unfortunately haul a few down to our treatment facility to begin their treatment for lead poisoning. So You guys smell that foul? There's a foul odor in the air, and it's from a bird that regurgitated a crop full of real nasty stuff, and I suspect that the bird might have crop stasis, which is a sign of lead poisoning. And when you move around, remember around the head side of the bird, gonna move really slowly.
And consistently.
Yeah, and if I ask you to grab something, remember don't go up to grab it because the bird will respond.
Why do I care that condors make it to the next generation? I was fascinated by seeing them as a child. And if we can hold on to them for future generations, I think that would be a wonderful testament to our management of the environment. My kids have been able to see condors. Maybe their kids will be able to see condors. I think there's a connection you feel to every living organism if you pay attention.
I often get emotional, both watching or handling the condors. They're not just a big bird physically, but they have a big presence about them.
Sleepy time.
Bye-bye.
Their eyes are very acute. You know, they're watching what we're doing as much as we're watching what they're doing. To hold one of the wild hatch chicks, or to be able to release a bird back into the wild that was sick, you know, that has been treated. That's it's something I don't take lightly. It's special.
When you can take time to study a small portion of a greater system, like the condor, relative to all scavengers and all predators, you learn a lot about the greater organism or the greater environment. To just think of what it means to that bird is hard. We know what it means to us to finally be free of captivity. When they take off and they run and flap towards the edge of that cliff and the updrafts hit them and they feel the wind beneath their wings and they feel the ability to control their own movement and fly to one place or another, that must just set off a firestorm of synapses.
I never cried about something happy before.
It feels like this is going to work, you know, like there is hope for the future, and there is the possibility that they could live out here on their own. If we can make that happen, we can help that along.
What is my relationship to a condor? Are they necessary? I mean, I get those questions all the time. What role do they play in the greater chain of life that if they were gone, would we be, would the system be broken? Well, no, it wouldn't be as full. It wouldn't be as wonderful. So live your days with intention. I urge you, my friend, don't you put it off until the end.
I want to live the same kind of life I'm living now. So, with all my animals. We're going up now?
Well, I think it'd be really fun to work with the condors, with him up there.
We'll be doing the condors for a while. It's never gonna be completely gone from our life. The future definitely has condors written all over it.
I don't know why condors have a pink head and red eyes. Because other condors think it's pretty.
So sop kita sop kyaw sinata so so kita yamang emi na kenani yan e yo he ne